Hey podcasters, Ryan Otto here. Before today's episode, I just want to let you all know that I've gone all in short letting on booking.com. Back in 2005, the returns were good, but nothing like what we're achieving 14 years later. Because right now, every £1,000 of market rent I used to receive from a tenant is now returning £3,000 per month on the exact same rental property, which is a rental increase of 199%. My friends, if you leave a podcast review and tag me with it on any social platform, I'll send you a free copy of my rent arbitrage model, which is the unlock for you to do the same. And right now, guys, it's completely free. So how to earn £42,155 a year from the perfect property deal without owning a single property or putting any money down. Now, the 3 secrets. You can earn more money, £42,000 per year, from one property you rent from a landlord that replaces the average salary, guys, by at least 1.5 times. Which is absolutely fantastic because I never wanted to exchange my time for money with a job, nor should anybody on here anymore. Now you know this, okay? So the second secret is you don't have to buy or own a single property like ever to earn more money in 1 year than the landlord earns in 12 years. And the landlord is taking all the risk by putting the deposit in, by owning the property and dealing with all the other things that come with ownership, okay? Now, the third secret is you can find a property, calculate the profits, view the property, guys, and enter into the agreement with the owner all on the same day, okay? Now, let's look at the first secret in a bit more depth. So, 3 reasons why entrepreneurs like me don't need a job when they have at least one property on booking.com, okay? Now, an early mentor of mine, Robert Kiyosaki, he taught me this back in the year 2001 when I bought my first investment property. You never should exchange your time for money, okay? Now, you're probably thinking, you don't want to leave your family and loved ones every single day just to pay the rent, okay? And if you're lucky, get 1 hour a day with your family and loved ones before you go to bed, right? You're probably also thinking you don't want to work full-time or even work and have to have 2 jobs to pay for somebody else's expensive lifestyle, build their dreams, and miss, I don't know, your daughter's important moments. Yeah, makes sense? Okay. You're probably thinking, by working for somebody else, you're never going to get the precious time back by exchanging your time for money per hour. And you guys are absolutely right. I agree with all of you, okay? Now, this is why renting and putting just one property on booking.com, you will earn up to £42,000 profit per annum that we showed you, which absolutely replaces the average salary by at least 1.5 times, more likely than all of yours on this webinar too, okay? So you don't need that job anymore that you hate. This is pretty exciting stuff. Are you guys getting this? Let me know in the chat window. Okay, so this is also why renting and putting one property on booking.com means that you can now start to build, the lifestyle you and your family deserve. All of your efforts mean you, not your boss, get to keep all of the profits ethically. Is this making sense to you guys? Let me know in the chat window. Okay, so just imagine, right, you've rented and put your first property on booking.com. You've not only replaced your salary from your job, you're also going to get all of your time back. I mean, full-time, 42.5 hours per week or even more. You no longer need that awful job or that commute which is terrible, to the office every day, because this can be done from home or anywhere else you've got an internet connection and a laptop or even an iPad, okay? So you're going to get more time with your family, more or more time to binge on that box set if that's what makes you happy, okay? Whatever makes you happy. So just imagine, right, how that would feel if you became the boss. Just imagine that for a moment. Is this starting to make sense to you guys? This is pretty awesome, don't you think? Let me know in the chat window. Okay, so you don't have to buy or own a single property ever to earn more money in 1 month than the landlord earns in 12 months. And the landlord is taking all of the risk, guys, okay? Which is a massive plus because the landlord is putting around £40,000 deposit down into every single deal. Now, 3 reasons why entrepreneurs like me never have to buy another property, okay? Now, you're probably thinking, it takes too long to buy a property, the conventional way to do this. You're absolutely right. It takes about 16 weeks to buy a property. Now, you have to research the property, view the property, put offers in, have offers accepted. It takes a long time, and you guys are absolutely right. You're probably also thinking, the banks, it's hard to get a loan, and then they want a 20 or 30 or 40% mortgage deposit. That's at least 40 grand, okay? You're probably thinking you haven't got the 40 grand to put down as a deposit to do this, okay? You're absolutely right, guys. You're probably thinking, the decline in property market, all the bad news, the doom and gloom about buy-to-let being dead, it's too risky to buy now, especially if you're just getting started. You're absolutely right, okay? Now, this is why, right? This is why you can find, you can view, and you can rent a property from a landlord the same day. It literally takes a couple of hours, right? There's absolutely nothing holding you back from renting a new property every single month. Maybe you could do one every single week. Maybe if you took massive action, you could set yourself up to do one every single day. Now, who here doesn't think they can go and rent a property from a landlord? Let me know in the chat window. Is anybody here on this webinar today have any doubt that they can't go and rent a property from a landlord? Let me know in the chat window, okay? This is also why you can completely forget about going to the bank. You can completely forget about paying a 40, 50 grand mortgage deposit to do this because you no longer need to own the property by doing it in this way, right? Anybody on here today can go and rent a property from a landlord, right? Even people from overseas that have just landed in England for a better life and they can't even speak a word of English. It happens all day long, right? Students can do this. Anybody can do this. Does anybody still on here think that they can't do this? Let me know in the chat window. Okay, the chat window's on fire. I haven't got any no's. Everybody's saying yes, 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 of course, yes, yes. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, so this is also the reason why, another reason, is you get to avoid Brexit. Avoid the imminent interest rate rises because they can only go up. You get to recession-proof your income. You get to avoid paying maintenance, okay? You've got absolutely none of these risks. The landlord, the owner, bears all of the risk. You get to earn the maximum return, more money than the landlord, okay, in 1 month than the landlord earns in 12 months, okay? So that means in 1 year, you're earning more money than the landlord earns in 12 years from the exact same property that the landlord owns and you've just rented. Is this making sense to you guys? Let me know in the chat window that you're following this. Let me know in the chat window that you understand this, okay? Because this is pretty exciting and awesome, right? I hope this makes sense to you guys. Let me know in the chat window, okay? Okay, the third secret is you can find a property, calculate the profit, view the property, enter into the agreement with the owner, with the landlord, all on the same day, right? Now you're probably thinking, how and where would I find these properties? Right. You're probably thinking, how do I say to the landlord on the phone? What do I say at the viewing? You're probably thinking, what's a good deal? How will I know how much money I would earn? What agreement do I use? Where do I get the agreement from? These are things that you guys are probably thinking. So let me show you how we did it. You simply use the internet to get the landlord's details. Call the landlord, arrange the viewing, ask specific questions to qualify the landlord and the property, right? Now, we've tested so many ways to close more deals with landlords. Our highest conversions are when we use a particular perfect property deal closing scripts that actually cost us a lawsuit around 2007 to obtain, right? The foundations, and we built and developed that. It can cost other people as much as £24,000 to understand how that worked, but that's another story, okay? Now, before you view the property, right, you want to know what you're going to earn, of course. So again, using the internet, you get to find the market rent to obtain the rates per night, so you know the average property before you've even seen it, using nothing more than the address and 2 other resources, right? Now, the legally binding agreement takes you and the landlord no more than 15 minutes to enter into. That's it. Takes about 15 minutes to enter into. That is it. Hey podcasters, thanks for listening. Please go ahead and share the podcast with your friends. And if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe so I can instantly deliver my best business tactics and entrepreneurial content to you the second it's released. Does that sound like a good deal?